Hi there. In my last video I gave you some insight into what I thought was happening with Bitcoin and where I thought we were going. If you remember correctly, I showed you a long developing flag or triangle that was forming, and we were getting pretty close to the end of it. And obviously we are now closer to it, and I'm going to show you in a minute how the price is actually stuck in that triangle. What you're looking at the moment on the screen is the chart inside the triangle, although I have blown it up quite a bit so that you can actually see the finer details of it. I will shrink it just now to show you the entire triangle, but we have stuck pretty nicely inside this triangle. But I want to show you what I think might be a new pattern forming inside of the triangle, although I still believe that once we get near the end of this triangle, which we are already, something is imminent, which I'm going to discuss now. But I want to discuss a new trend that just could be forming here within this triangle. It could be a start of a new trend coming up once something happens. Once we get a bit of a breakout from this triangle. As you can hear, I've got dogs in the background. I don't know what they are barking at. We've got construction workers over the road. They're probably sitting on the pavement having lunch. Anyway, as you can see here, this is the last action inside the triangle, which I'm going to shrink for you just now. But I want to show you something that is happening basically since we've had this low inside the triangle, which you'll see now. But what we are having at the moment, if I can just draw a line here, we're getting a trend. If I, let me just put it there for now, move it, I just want to extend it quite a bit longer so that we can, there we go. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, so as you can see, if I touch on the dips, the bottom of the dips of these candles, you can see we have a bit of an uptrend starting. Now, is this genuine? I'm not sure yet. It's only a 1 hour chart, and it's really too soon to tell. But it could be the start of a new trend. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this a lot smaller so that we can actually have a decent look at it. So forgetting what I've just drawn, as you can see, let me just make this a bit smaller. Oh, I want to change to the 1 day chart as well. That's why I couldn't get it in properly. Alright, let's just get this into a 1 day chart, stretch this out a little bit and make it smaller. Now if you have a look what has happened here, in my opinion, this flag that it has formed, as you can see, the base of it is dead flat, and we haven't really broken this base for months now. We have had, let me just check quickly, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4 major bottoms inside this flag, and we've tested the top resistance level, you can call it, of the flag 1, 2, 3 times now, and actually, excuse me, 4 times. And now we are at the bottom of the first, second, third, fourth. We are at the bottom of the 5th dip, where, as you can see, the lows of the dips are getting higher and higher. And this is part of what I just drew a few minutes ago. If I draw from here, if I draw the same trend line as I drew right in this little piece in the front here, you will see that even this is forming a very slight uptrend. Now, if I extend this, let me just, it's very difficult to do it so small, but let's just say it's there. And if I go and take another line from, let's just say there, through all of these and put it at the bottom of the dips, we get this area here, which is still part of the triangle, but it's at the, well, it is definitely at the resistance level. So I am predicting by what little I know about the charts, that between the 16th of October, we are at the 12th today, between the 16th and let's say the 2nd of November, 16th of October to the 2nd of November. Anywhere between those 2 points, I predict, or it could be slightly before then. Remember, this is the lows, so the highs could happen a lot sooner. It could be before then actually, but I predict anywhere there, the lows are going to break through that resistance level. So whatever the highs might be, we might have broken out already, but this is where I predict the lows of this trend is going to start breaking out on the upside of this triangle, and then we should see a start of a new trend. Hopefully it's going to be a bit of a bull run. We are definitely primed for a bull run. There's a lot of talk in the industry at the moment. I know Citibank in the US has just jumped on the bandwagon. They are also now getting into cryptos. This is happening all the time. We've got getting new companies, or not just companies, institutions, huge institutions coming on board one at a time. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as these institutions, and let's face it, these are huge or potential huge investors in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically at the moment, as long as they keep coming on one at a time, or at least there is a steady stream of them, I think we are going to see lower Bitcoin prices, because these guys have got big money and they don't want to get in at the higher prices. They want to get in as low as possible. So yes, I think we are still getting a bit of market manipulation to a certain degree. These guys are no fools. Bitcoin is really not much different to the rest of the stock market when it comes to buying in and how they can manipulate it. In fact, Bitcoin is easier to manipulate than anything else, because the market cap, although us small investors look at the market cap in the billions, it is really, I mean, there are traders on the New York Stock Exchange who have that as a budget in a week or a budget in a day that they can trade with. So we are still talking small numbers here as far as market cap is concerned. But to me, this chart is telling me that we've just had another low, and we are getting, the lows are getting further and further away from the bottom, what I would call the danger point, the danger level, which is at around, what was it? It was around, call it 6,000. I've got 5,705 here, but it's a very small scale. Call it 6,000, very close to 6,000. So the lows are getting further and further away, so we are not testing it as closely anymore. We're starting to step up. Although the highs are getting lower, they're getting closer to the breakout point somewhere, and the lows are getting higher, which means at some point the lows themselves are going to be higher than the top of the flag, or the top resistance level of the flag. That is my take on Bitcoin for now. I'm pretty confident that we are going to break out of this with a new trend. We have to break out of it with a new trend. I can see, or I think I see a new trend starting. It has been running for quite a while now, but it's very slow in actually gaining momentum, which is not a bad thing. We don't want too much of a reaction all at once. I think this is going to get pretty good for a while soon. Like I said, between those two dates, was it 16th of October and 2nd of November, I think we should see, or maybe even slightly before then, we should see something happen in the industry. There's a buzz in the industry at the moment that is, it's almost like a spring that has been coiled up and is ready to explode, really. There's a lot of pressure in the system. As you can see from our triangle there, that is this triangle is, let me just get rid of these. There we go. This triangle, let me just compress it a bit, has come from, let's just call it this high here, that one there, 19th of February this year. We are now in September. We're approaching mid-September, so we're talking a good few months now that this trend has, or this pressure has been building. Something has got to give sooner or later, and my opinion is that we are going to start seeing another one of these runs. But just have a look at this. Have a look at how, call this our consolidation here. Look how much higher this consolidation is compared to the consolidation here in this area before we started this run. Now this run was over a period, this build up was over a period of months, sure, but as you can see, once the trend took hold, it literally became almost a vertical parabolic move. Now, I think once having experienced it, or the people in Bitcoin have experienced this kind of thing once to this scale, once they see this start to happen here, I think it's going to happen much faster. People have got a little bit of experience now of how this works and how quickly this can happen, and are going to start getting in quicker when they see positive results like that. Once we break out of this pattern, that's my opinion. And people are going to get in quicker, and the reaction is going to be quicker. We're going to see a huge rise, which is starting a lot higher than we did the last time, or last year. So yeah, I'm still bullish about Bitcoin. There is nothing that shows me that it's weakening. Yes, the price is on average getting lower, but as you can see, the pressure is also building, and we need to, or it's going to break out whichever direction, I don't know. But as I said, we've now tested this, call it the $6,000 threshold, which is my danger point. We've tested that many times now, and it just can't break it. It shows me that that level is strong. It's not impenetrable. Let's face it, nothing is impossible. But the more times we test it, and the more times we resist breaking through it and staying below it for any length of time, the stronger it shows that it is. And that is where I'm getting my positivity from. That level is important, and it has not been beaten yet. So the pressure's building. I think it's now time that we start looking for the signals of it breaking out of this triangle. It has to sometime. We are now approaching the ends of it. So that is my take on Bitcoin for now. Quickly, I'm just going to cover what has been happening in with Arbitrade and the Dignity token and so on. There's been no official news from them. There have been some internal workings happening. Like I said, I do have some insider contacts. I'm not going to elaborate on what has been happening there. As you would imagine, there are teams of people who are working on this, and although some people, I am sure, were paid in fiat money for whatever services they were rendering, there are also people working on this for a fee in the cryptos themselves. And those people, I know, have been waiting for payment and everything else, and these guys I would imagine are consolidating that now and starting to not reimburse, but compensate people for efforts and everything else. I know there's been a lot of people working behind the scenes on this, and people need to get paid. You can't work for nothing. So yes, they are making progress. There has been a tweet. I haven't actually looked into it much yet. I don't know how authentic it is, but there are rumors that somebody on the board has confirmed that the gold audit has been completed. Now, like I said, this is pure rumor at this stage. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is true, we're going to see a substantial move in the price upwards, I'm pretty sure, once Arbitrade confirms this. But let's stress, I am stressing, they have not confirmed anything yet. There is no official news on this topic yet. So don't get too excited. That it could be just a lot of rubbish spread on Twitter. I'm going to look into it though. That is it for Arbitrade, but I think Arbitrade's lack of correspondence lately has been due to a lot of things happening behind the scenes. As you can see in the news, if you go and look at any of the Bermuda government's websites and stuff, you will find that they are busy passing laws and legislation in the crypto industry, enabling certain things, and I'm sure Arbitrade would have been catered for in those legislations that they have passed. So yes, things are happening. It might not be official Arbitrade business, but in the Bermuda government sphere, they definitely cater for Arbitrade, and I would imagine any other crypto businesses that are taking part in the Bermudan area of governance, call it that. That is my take today. That was just not really so quick, but I thought I'll just cover both topics, Arbitrade and as well as Bitcoin, quickly. There has been a little bit of a surge in the Dignity price, but it's I haven't been able to attribute it to any real news or anything. It could be just somebody wanting to buy large amounts of Bitcoin, Dignity token. That's it for me today. I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.